Tonight, the most toxic faction in the history of professional wrestling jumps ship to the WWF. One night removed from the end of the war with WCW, Hogan, Nash, and Hall make their long-awaited return to the World Wrestling Federation.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Monday Night Raw. I'm Jim Ross, and I am joined at ringside by Jerry the King Law and Michael Cole. Last night at Invasion, the World Wrestling Federation finally put an end to a war that shook this entire industry to its core. But I gotta tell you folks, just because the war is over doesn't mean the damage is. What does this mean for the rest of the WCW roster? Where do they go now? Who survives? And who gets left behind?
And now, look at this. Here comes the chairman of the World Wrestling Federation, Mr. McMahon, wearing an unmistakable grin, the kind you only see when a man believes he's beaten the system and beaten all of his competition. That smile tells you everything you need to know. This is a man who believes he won the war, and it looks as if he did.
Last night, WCW's final stand ended with the Texas Rattlesnake standing tall. But make no mistake about it, this moment belongs to Vincent Kennedy McMahon. I orchestrated the invasion, I survived the assassination attempts, and tonight I'm here to address the millions watching around the globe. The alliance is dead and buried, and my so-called genius son, Shane flew too close to the sun and got burned. So let me make this perfectly clear. Shane, you're fired. And to tell you the truth, Shane, you were never ready to sit at the grown-ups table anyway. But now we come to Stephanie, my only daughter, the same daughter who thought she could outmaneuver her father, the same daughter who believes she had what it takes to run the World Wrestling Federation out of business. And the funny thing is, you do have talent, Stephanie. You always have. So I'm going to do something I don't have to do. I'm going to give you one final chance. But make no mistake, this is not a partnership. This is not a negotiation. This offer comes with terms you must accept. You will come out here, you will look me in the eye, and you will sell me back every single share of WWF stock you own. So Stephanie, the ball is in your court. Do the smart thing and protect your future.
Oh, hang on just a minute here. Unless my eyes deceive me, that is not Stephanie McMahon.
Mr. McMahon, before you blow a gasket and before you decide to fire another member of your family, let me just say this, please don't shoot the messenger. But as the commissioner of the World Wrestling Federation, it's my job to tell you the truth, even when it's not exactly what you want to hear. Vince, Stephanie is not here tonight. In fact, she's not even in the country. She didn't miss her flight, Vince. She's gone for good, but being the smart, prepared, very McMahon-like woman that she is, Stephanie didn't leave you empty-handed. She left you a message, so if everyone in the back could roll the tape. And Vince, have a nice day.
And that might not be the news that the chairman was hoping for.
Hi, Dad. I figured this would happen. I knew the moment you stood in that ring, grinning like you'd won everything, that eventually you'd come looking for my shares. But here's the problem, Dad. I don't have them anymore. You see, you keep asking yourself how I was able to buy ECW. You thought it was some loophole or some reckless gamble. It was an investment. I sold my WWF share. I sold them to someone who saw exactly what I see. And lucky for you, Dad, you won't have to wait long to find out who that someone is.
Oh, wait a minute! This is crazy! Oh, yeah! For God's sakes! What is he doing here? For the love of God, I don't believe my eyes! It's Hogan! Hulk Hogan has returned to the World Wrestling Federation! kidding me? They're going to get it over right here. This is not a wrestling match. This is a fight.
Wait!
Oh, hell.
The chairman being absolutely taken apart by the New World Order. Think about the history here. This man was the face of the World Wrestling Federation in the 1980s. He was Vince McMahon's golden goose. Then he walked out, reinvented himself, and led the charge against the WWF. And for the first time in a long time, Vince McMahon might not be the most powerful man in his own ring.
Hey Taker, I know you don't like surprises and I know you don't like being cornered, but I need a minute, just a minute. You saw what just happened out there, didn't you? You had to. Hogan's back, and he's not here for a retirement run. He's here to take over. I've seen this movie before, dead man. I lived it. The WCW didn't fall because of competition. It rotted from the inside. And Hogan, you and I both know Hogan was the infection. You're the locker room leader. The boys listen to you. They respect you. And right now, this place needs a line drawn in the sand. Because make no mistake, Hogan's gonna start recruiting. He always does. And if anyone in that locker room even thinks about standing next to him, they need to know the cost. And look, I don't ask for favors lightly. You know that. But I seem to remember a certain night when you personally threw me off a certain roof. I think you still owe me one. So I'm asking you, man to man, to do what only you can do. Address the locker room. Let him know where this company stands. Let Hogan know he doesn't own this yard. I'll leave it with you. Have a nice day.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest is set for one fall. And listen to this reaction. Here comes Rob Van Dam. Wait a minute, there they are, Hogan, Nash, and Hall. The nWo up in a VIP suite, and they're applauding. Hogan on his feet, clapping for Rob Van Dam. Nash nodding, Hall smirking. This isn't admiration, this is evaluation. The New World Order is scouting. They beat the hell out of Mr. McMahon earlier tonight, and now they're surveying the roster. They're looking for recruits. And here comes the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. Listen to this ovation. Kurt Angle has been the standard bearer for the WWF throughout this entire war. Angle marching to the ring. As always, all business. And now, the nWo applauding Kurt Angle. They're scouting both men. This is unsettling. This is strategic. You have two of the most elite competitors in the WWF going one-on-one right now. And above them, the most notorious faction in wrestling history is watching every move. Rob Van Dam versus Kurt Angle. Athleticism versus intensity. But the bigger question tonight may not be who wins. It may be who the nWo decides they want. This is where Angle thrives. He doesn't need flash. He doesn't need spectacle. He breaks you down piece by piece. RVD's offense is so explosive, so unorthodox. 1 second he's grounded, the next he's airborne. And the nWo are watching very closely. Hogan leaning forward, Nash saying something to Hall. They're not just spectating, they're evaluating. Think about it. Kurt Angle represents legitimacy. Olympic gold medalist, WWF champion, locker room leader. If the nWo is trying to take control of this company, what better way than aligning themselves with a man who brings instant credibility? Angle isn't flashy like RVD, but he is relentless. And that's exactly the kind of trait the nWo has historically valued. They've always recruited top-tier performers who can back up the hype inside the ring. If you're Hogan right now, you've got to be thinking, imagine that intensity wearing black and white. Imagine Kurt Angle standing beside you instead of across from you. Because if the New World Order wants to cement their power in the WWF, Kurt Angle might just be the perfect fit.
Let me tell you, folks, you want to talk about toughness? You want to talk about tenacity? You're looking at it right there in Kurt Angle. This man is an Olympic gold medalist. Not just an Olympian, not just a participant. He won the gold medal with a broken freaking neck. That's not folklore. That's not exaggeration. That's documented history. Angle competes at a level most human beings can't even comprehend. Pain tolerance off the charts. And mentally, he might be the most disciplined athlete we've ever had.
Angle's got him in the ankle lock. Van Dam is screaming in pain. He's got no choice. He taps out. The Olympic gold medalist does it. Kurt Angle with a statement victory here tonight over Van Dam. And look at this. They are clearly impressed. The nWo didn't just watch that, they studied it. Is the nWo looking to add an Olympic gold medalist to their ranks?
You know, hearing that ovation earlier tonight reminded me of the golden years right here in the WWF. The days when I broke my back tearing professional wrestling. The days when I shortened my own career for the good of this company, Jack. Let me tell you something. Those days are long gone, brother. Hogan, Nash, and Hall aren't back here to bleed and sweat. No chance in hell. Let me make this crystal clear. We're here to cash the most lucrative deals in professional history. And we're here to do exactly what we did in Turnerland. We're taking all prizes and all the accolades. Steve Austin, you've got a decision to make, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our main event. And what a main event it is. The following contest is for the WWF Championship. And here comes the challenger, Rhino. This man earned this opportunity 2 weeks ago when he defeated Chris Jericho in a brutal contest. No controversy or shortcuts, just raw power. And if he connects with the gore, it could be over in a heartbeat. Here comes the champion, the Texas Rattlesnake, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Listen to this place. Stone Cold is the face of the WWF, the man who last night at Invasion pinned the WCW World Heavyweight Champion and officially ended the war. He didn't just win a match, he sealed WCW's fate. But tonight, there are no politics or invasions, just a monster in the ring waiting to strike. Rhino versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. And if Rhino hits the gore, we could be looking at a brand new WWF champion. But we cannot ignore what's hanging over this entire match tonight, and that's the presence of the New World Order. Earlier tonight, we saw Hollywood Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall beat down Mr. McMahon in the middle of that ring. That wasn't nostalgia, that was a hostile takeover. And then they positioned themselves in that VIP suite, watching and scouting. They applauded Rob Van Dam. They applauded Kurt Angle. They made it very clear they are looking for reinforcements. But before this match even started, Hogan said something that has everyone talking. He said, and I quote, "Steve Austin must make a decision." What does that mean? Is Hogan suggesting that he wants Stone Cold Steve Austin to join the nWo? The nWo has always recruited the biggest stars, the most influential names. And there is no bigger name in the WWF than Stone Cold Steve Austin. Hogan knows it. Nash knows it. Hall knows it. If you want to take over the WWF, you don't just recruit talent, you recruit the champion. Is Hogan trying to lure Austin? If Stone Cold were to align with Hollywood Hogan, there might not be a World Wrestling Federation left to save.
Wait just a second, look at this! It's Booker T! Booker just took out Austin! The match is over! For God's sakes!
The mood just changed. The nWo are making their way down to the ring, and this crowd are no longer fooled by the intention of Hogan, Nash, and Hall.
Goodness
beats me. Scott Hall using that electric taser to down Rhino. This is not how we do things in the WWF. Nash just nailed Booker T from behind. This does not look good. Jackknife powerbomb through our commentary table. It looks like Stone Cold has a decision to make.
For God's sakes, don't do it! Yes, for the love of God, Stone Cold just rejected Hogan's offer. With God as my witness, Stone Cold just rejected the New World Order.
Stone Cold will not be bought that easily, but Hogan doesn't look too worried. The nWo are here to stay, and the WWF has changed forever.